Tales of Arise is the 17th entry in this iconic Japanese franchise. So does this new entry live up to expectations? Find out in this review. Oh, and for those of you that play JRPGs for the story and don't want any spoilers, make sure you skip to the time on screen now for the rest of the review, which is spoiler free. You quickly learn the game is set in the twin worlds of Renna and Dana. Rennans, respected for their ability to use astral energy, have ruled over the Danans for hundreds of years. In that time, the Danan slaves have been harvesting resources, mainly astral energy, from their world. The ensuing story starts out with a familiar trope. The main protagonist is a slave who has zero recollection of his name, or how he ended up a slave, or even how he ended up with an iron mask on his head. Did somebody say amnesia? Quickly he meets a runaway Rennan named Shion. This meeting propels them forward on an adventure to defeat the Rennan lords that rule the kingdoms. Like any classic RPG, this game has both main and sub-quests. It does look like an open world, but don't be fooled. It is primarily a linear progression. Even with the areas looking large on the in-game map, it is quick to cover all these areas. I would recommend diverting down each of the different paths, as a manner of chests and crafting materials are found this way. The combat continues on the action-adventure styles from Tales of Berseria. It definitely improves on this though, and it was a lot of fun to play. One tip that is particularly helpful in combat is if you hold down L1, it pauses time and allows you to cycle through enemies on the battlefield. There you can see their health and, even more importantly, which element they are, so you can assign spells and arts to your party that take advantage of this. There are a lot of mechanics to learn throughout Tales of Arise. However, a tutorial always accompanies the introduction of any new gameplay mechanic, and it is easy to navigate back to the entry in the menu if you ever need a refresher. Apart from the combat, there are plenty of things to do with it in the game. You can find costumes for your characters by finding any in-game owls, you can cook delicious meals at campfires, or even go fishing. Also note, later in the game you do get access to a fast travel system which eases the traversing time between quests. This game includes both Japanese and English voice acting. Personally, I played with the Japanese language and found the voice acting stellar. I did occasionally switch to English to see the difference, and whilst the English cast does do a good job, the unsynchronized dubbing was enough for me to go back to the Japanese voiceover. One thing to note, if you are not used to it in combat, each character is constantly yelling out actions and phrases. It is unable to be toggled off, so some of you may find it irritating after a while.
This one's mine! Blizzard bloom! Smash to pieces! Far enough! Beast assault! Lightning strike!
As for the music, I feel like it conveys the tone well. I really enjoyed the music, especially in the fight scenes. The visuals in Tales of Arise are stunning. Backgrounds use a watercolor effect and look incredibly inviting. Every kingdom has characteristic colors, features, and climatic conditions, making them all unique. With that said, I still did notice some pop-in the environments from time to time. A change was also made to the visuals for the optional character interactions. These now appear in a comic book style that uses in-game models. Personally, I prefer this style over previous games in this series. With costumes making a return in Tales of Arise, it is worth noting that the costume you're wearing will appear in any of the 3D cutscenes. I had the pre-order costume set, and of course I had the protagonist wear it from the beginning. As you can see on screen now, it did show up in the very first cutscene, however the costume will not show up in any of the 2D anime style cutscenes. Now all cutscenes are skippable, but you can easily rewatch any of them from the reminisce section of the campfire menu. Finally, the best upgrade to the visuals is a little tick box that appears after you have talked with a character or an NPC. I found this little upgrade so helpful because not only did I waste no time by re-talking to characters, I knew exactly who I had interacted with or was yet to interact with, which made it so helpful. Overall, I would recommend this game to new and old fans of the Tales series. If you've previously enjoyed action-adventure games such as Final Fantasy VII, Bayonetta, Devil May Cry, or if you just enjoy fun combat with a decent story and customizable party members, I would definitely consider picking this one up. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more gaming related content. Until next time, bye bye.